Wisconsin history, from ancient beginnings to early exploration. Welcome to History Love, your go-to YouTube channel for exploring the fascinating stories of the past. Wisconsin is often celebrated for its beautiful, pristine lakes, lush forests, and breathtaking landscapes that draw millions of visitors each year. People come to fish in its clear waters, kayak along its peaceful rivers, and hike through its vast wilderness. But beyond its natural beauty lies a deep and captivating story, the rich history of Wisconsin, filled with resilience, discovery, and cultural transformation. The history of Wisconsin mirrors the broader story of the United States in many ways, yet it also holds its own unique narratives, from ancient Native American civilizations to the arrival of European explorers, from British rule to eventual statehood, and even to modern triumphs and tragedies. Wisconsin's past is a tapestry woven with diverse peoples and defining moments. The first known inhabitants of what we now call Wisconsin were the Palea Indians, who arrived about 12,000 years ago as glaciers retreated and revealed a vast tundra. This land was home to giant creatures like mammoths and mastodons. The discovery of the Boaz mastodon in Boaz, Wisconsin, alongside stone arrowheads, offers a glimpse into how early people hunted these massive animals for survival. Over thousands of years, these early settlers gave rise to successive cultures, including the Hopewell, Woodland, and Mississippian cultures. Each brought new innovations such as maize cultivation, pottery, and complex trade networks that connected faraway regions. They also built defensive mounds, many of which still stand today as silent witnesses to Wisconsin's prehistoric past. By the time Europeans arrived, the area had become home to a rich network of Native American tribes, including the Dakota, Sioux, Ho-Chunk, Winnebago, and Menominee peoples. Their societies were sophisticated, with distinct languages, traditions, and trade systems that tied them to the wider Great Lakes region. The first recorded European to reach Wisconsin was Jean Nicolet, a French explorer who arrived in 1634. He wasn't searching for new lands but rather for a northwest passage to China. Although his quest for a trade route was unsuccessful, Nicolet made peaceful contact with local tribes, marking the beginning of the French period in Wisconsin history. However, this new era was not without conflict. The mid-1600s brought the Beaver Wars, a series of struggles between French fur traders and the Iroquois Confederacy over control of the lucrative fur trade. These clashes reshaped the region's balance of power and influenced how French colonization in Wisconsin unfolded in the decades that followed. From its glacial origins to the age of exploration, Wisconsin's history is a powerful reflection of human endurance, curiosity, and cultural exchange, a story still unfolding today. From French colonization to early American rule, the story of Wisconsin history is one of ambition, conflict, and transformation. Following early exploration by Jean Nicolet, the French sought to claim Wisconsin as part of their growing empire in North America. However, this process was far from smooth. The mid-1600s saw tensions rise over the expanding fur trade, a booming industry that brought wealth but also warfare. The Beaver Wars, fought between the Iroquois Confederacy and French traders and their native allies, delayed French settlement in the region. Still, France eventually established control over Wisconsin in 1672, building small forts around Lake Michigan to safeguard trade routes. These forts were little more than fortified warehouses, but they symbolized France's commitment to the New World. Alongside the traders came Jesuit missionaries, who sought to convert local Native American tribes to Christianity. It was during this period that the name Wisconsin began to take shape. The French explorer Father Jacques Marquette wrote in his journal that the river on which we embarked is called the Mescausing, describing its wide, sandy-bottomed flow. Native tribes referred to the region as Mescausing, which evolved into Wisconsin, a name officially adopted in 1845. Despite attempts at cooperation, relations between the French and native tribes were often strained. Driven by their desire to control the fur trade, the French frequently manipulated tribal rivalries, supporting certain leaders to gain economic advantage. In the 1720s, this strategy backfired when the Fox tribe, led by the war chief Kiala, attacked French settlements along the Mississippi River. The resulting conflict displaced several tribes, including the Dakota and Illinois peoples, pushing them southward into the Great Plains. By the 1760s, another great power struggle reshaped Wisconsin history. Britain and France were locked in global conflict for supremacy. The British victory in 1763 ended French control in North America, and under the Treaty of Paris, Wisconsin became part of British territory. Unlike the French, the British encouraged permanent settlement. Jonathan Carver, a British explorer, was commissioned to map and document the Great Lakes region. His detailed journals and maps of Wisconsin were so advanced that many contemporaries doubted their authenticity. Although Carver never received official recognition or payment for his work, his explorations paved the way for future settlers and for the rise of towns such as Green Bay, which soon became a thriving hub of trade and farming. However, Britain's hold over Wisconsin was short-lived. After just 20 years, the American Revolutionary War transformed the political landscape. When the war ended in 1783, the Treaty of Paris once again redrew the map, this time transferring Wisconsin to the newly formed United States. The territory became part of the vast Northwest Territory, which also included present-day Ohio, Indiana, Illinois, and Michigan. Even so, British influence lingered. Traders from Canada continued operating in the area, and native tribes maintained long-standing alliances with the British. It wasn't until after the War of 1812 and the Treaty of Ghent in 1815 that American control over Wisconsin became fully established. Wisconsin history, from the Black Hawk War to the modern era. As the United States expanded westward, Wisconsin became a focal point of conflict and transformation. During the Black Hawk War of 1832, some Native American tribes fought alongside U.S. forces against the band led by Chief Black Hawk. Ultimately, Black Hawk and his followers were defeated, marking a turning point in Native resistance and opening the door for further settlement. Just a few years later, in 1836, Congress officially created the Wisconsin Territory. The first capital was established in Belmont but soon moved to Madison in 1838, where it remains today. Wisconsin continued to grow rapidly, fueled by new settlers, fertile land, and a spirit of independence. On May 29, 1848, Wisconsin achieved statehood, becoming the 30th state to join the Union. The next major chapter in Wisconsin history came during the American Civil War. While no battles were fought on its soil, the state played an important role in shaping the nation's political and moral direction. In Ripon, Wisconsin in 1854, a group of citizens gathered to form a new political party opposed to the expansion of slavery, the Republican Party. Among them was Alvin E. Bovee, a passionate lawyer whose vision helped spark a political movement that would soon reshape the nation. Although the early Republican Party was not strictly abolitionist, its founding ideals, and later the leadership of Abraham Lincoln, would come to define the Civil War itself. During the conflict, more than 90,000 Wisconsinites fought for the Union cause. After the war, Wisconsin entered a period of prosperity known as the Gilded Age, driven largely by the booming logging industry. The state's vast forests supplied lumber for homes, railroads, ships, and newspapers across the rapidly industrializing United States. However, the same industry that fueled Wisconsin's growth also contributed to one of its greatest tragedies, the Peshtigo Fire of 1871. Caused by dry conditions and widespread slash-and-burn land clearing practices, multiple small fires merged into a devastating firestorm that consumed entire communities. Peshtigo was almost completely destroyed, with approximately 2,500 lives lost and millions of dollars in damages. Tragically, this disaster was largely overshadowed in the national press because it occurred on the same day as the Great Chicago Fire. Despite hardship, Wisconsin rebuilt and diversified. Agriculture and forestry remained central to its economy, but over time the state became synonymous with dairy farming, earning its nickname as the Dairy State. Its cheese and milk products gained international acclaim, while manufacturing, technology, and tourism added new dimensions to the economy. Today, Wisconsin's history continues to echo through its landscapes, cities, and traditions. From the ancient mounds of early native cultures to the industrial progress of the 19th century and the innovation of the modern era, Wisconsin stands as a symbol of resilience and reinvention. And of course, one of its oldest settlements, Green Bay, remains world-famous, not just for its fur-trading past, but as the proud home of the Green Bay Packers, one of America's most storied football teams. To dive even deeper into the fascinating history of Wisconsin, check out History of Wisconsin, a captivating guide to the history of the Badger State, available as an ebook, paperback, or audiobook. You can also grab a free mythology bundle while it's still available. All links are in the description below. If you enjoyed this journey through Wisconsin's past, don't forget to like, subscribe, and stay tuned for more captivating stories from History Love, where the past comes to life.